Good afternoon, everybody on YouTube. Rick Thomas from Obsolete Video Services. Good news today. We had the parts come in for the scanner, so we were able to put the brand new bearings in the scanner on this VR-7500 that's on my table. This is the third machine that I'm going to be finishing up, getting it repaired, and we'll have three Ampex VR-7500 color black and white units. All right, as I spoke in the previous video, the scanner bearing was locked up, and that was the biggest problem with this unit. The scanner had a rough time spinning. Very, very bad bearings in the scanner. Plus, the motor was bad, and that also had bad bearings. Due to both of them fighting each other, they probably wore out the bearings when this thing was in heavy use. Anyways, the good news is I got the scanner installed, I got the motor installed. As you can see, that's how it's supposed to spin. Look at that, freely, and just keeps spinning, no drag. That's what it should do. This machine was not doing that. This machine was going through some heavy use. I'm not too sure where this machine came from. I got this from some other collector, but this machine was being used very, very heavily. And the bearing, apparently the bearing went out on one of them and it affected the other, so both of them wore out at the same time. So the bearings on the motor got all gooked up and wore out, and so did the bearings on the scanner. But since we're able to get that spinning, we got that all fixed up, and we're going to show you what I'm talking about. I don't know if you guys can see this. And when you spin it, it's supposed to spin very freely. If you can see that, that's what it's supposed to do. Very freely and no noise. Very quiet. Well, this thing was making a ton of noise. I mean a ton of noise, and it had to do with the scanner motor, this motor, and the scanner itself. So I had to replace the motor and I had to replace the bearings in the scanner. All right, guys, we got this to the point where it's really, really in good shape. So we put the MDA board in, make sure everything cleared properly, rewired that motor properly where it belongs. So we're going to work on these cards now. Since I used the cards, the restored cards on the other machine that I had, the second unit, I'm just going to have to recap another set of cards. So I got all the caps except for a couple of these big ones I got to order tomorrow. But I have all the caps to start doing these. I'm going to take one day and rebuild all these boards all at the same time. And get these on order and get these all shipped to me. And I'll be able to pop these cards in all at one time. And this deck should be fixed. It seems like the machine failed due to the fact of bad bearings. I remember when I got this machine and turned it on, it was making an enormous amount of noise, and the noise was coming from the scanner and it was coming from this motor. And that's the answer right there. Bad bearings, bad scanner bearings, and the bearings in the motor are bad. So now this is very free. It's supposed to be free moving, just like that. When you barely turn it, it's supposed to just be able to move freely like that. So when it gets up to speed, it should get up to speed immediately. It shouldn't drag. And if it's making a ton of noise, you have to disassemble it, and you probably have to change out the motor and fix the scanner bearings. Finding the motor is pretty hard to do. It wasn't for my good friend Ward with all the Ampex parts. I want to thank him very, very much for that. That saved my butt. He had a brand new motor that was needed for this machine very badly, and he happened to have it amongst all the parts that he gave me from Ampex. We put brand new belts in, the winding belts across, the head motor or the scanner motor belts, the tires, all that's changed. That's brand new stock. All new rubber tires, belts, everything. Everything is new in this machine. Thanks to Ward and all the extra parts he gave me. So I was able to repair a lot of stuff on this machine with the parts that were given to me by Ward. And including we replaced the motor, and we just got the bearings for the scanner. We got everything installed now. So the whole mechanism is in good shape. So now we're just going to replace the boards. After I change out the caps, we're going to do these boards like I normally do. It usually takes me one day to do it. All I got to do is recap them. And I got the boards all sitting here. They're all in great shape. It's just that the caps are bad. These 640s are leaking. These are leaking. I mean, cracked and leaking. So we're going to put all fresh new electrolytics in this one. That will make 3 VR-7500 color black and white machines completely completely restored to factory brand new status. So the collections I'll be working on, we are probably the only restoration house in the entire country that's going to be able to do this, especially in this type of quality. So hope you guys enjoyed this video.